Dun, 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 dun. Hello, everyone. It's good to see you again. How have you been? ¿Cómo están, mis estimados? Mucho gusto. Bendiciones. Un placer. Ok, antes de comenzar la clase, mis estimados aprendices, solo tengo un pequeño anuncio que darles, ¿verdad? Número uno, si Dios lo permite, esta tarde yo les estoy mandando a ustedes el link para que puedan consultar las grabaciones de las clases, ya que este año van a ser diferentes. Entonces, de momento, pues no se los he dado porque estoy en mantenimiento. Estoy apartando los videos del año pasado para que cuando en el momento que ustedes busquen, no se vayan a confundir con tanta carpeta y con tanto video, porque estaba haciendo un recuento que en son de broma ya tengo más de 500 videos. Imagínense si esos videos fueran públicos y fueran monetizados, olvídese, ya tuviera como que dice hasta para comprarme un PlayStation 5, pero esa no es la finalidad, ¿verdad? Entonces estoy ordenando lo que son los enlaces, lo que andan apartando los videos viejos para que no se confundan y que ustedes solo entren en el link de la clase, que va a estar ordenado lógicamente por lección y por fecha, ¿verdad? O sea que no se preocupen, ¿ok? Bueno, entonces vamos a cambiar la cámara para comenzar la clase. ¡Auch! Y ya saben, cualquier duda o consulta, pues estoy a la hora. No dejen de preguntar, ¿de acuerdo? No se preocupe, ahorita vamos a cambiar. Miren, ahí está mi super celular. Ta, 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 ta. Ah, qué bonito, aquí está lo de la cámara. Okay. All right then, before to start the class, can you read out perfectly well the whiteboard? Yes or not?
Yes.
Okay, how about the sound? How about the sound? Loud and clear?
Yes.
All right then. Okay, we're going to use the same example that we provided yesterday to calculate the mean, the median, and mode for no grouping data. Okay, but I'm just modify the instructions. The instruction says, create a table of frequency and calculate the central tendency measures using the following data. Well, central tendency measures for grouping data, you know, that will be the mean, the median, and mode. Remember, the most of the exercise in statistics, we have to arrange the data from the smaller one to the bigger one. Well, as soon as you can see this time, we have the arrangement the provided already. I mean, this is the smaller data to the highest value. Okay, this is the first thing that we have to do. Why is so important to create a table of frequency? Well, it's so important because when we have the table frequency, they're going to provide the data necessary to create or to find out the mean, the median, and mode. Mean, median, and mode, that will be the last thing that we have to find out. Okay, what will be the step, the necessary step to create this table frequency? Okay, the first step or the step number one, okay, that we have to do in this situation is calculate the range. Calculate the range. What is this definition of range? The range, my dear students, this is that will be the distance between the smaller data to the highest value of the data. This is the definition of the range. That will be or interval of the quantitative numbers that we supposed to working in every exercise, okay? So in simple merely words, the range will be represents a capital letter R. That will be the biggest value, the difference between the biggest value and the smaller value. All right, but that's it. For that reason, it's so important to arrange the data to the smaller one to the bigger one. So what is the bigger value? The highest value in that situation.
96.
96, okay? So 96 will be subtract with a smaller value. Obviously, that will be 20. Okay, that will be the step number one. For that reason, 96 subtracting 20, that will be 70 is 76. Okay, this is going to be the step number one. Calculate the range. Okay, this is going to be the step one. The step number two. The step number number two. We have to calculate the amplitude or with the class, the C value. You can call amplitude or width class. This is the C value. How can we calculate the C value of this amplitude, as a manner of speaking? Okay, in this situation, my dear students, this amplitude can be calculated, all right? The C value can be calculated by the range divided by the number of classes, the number of classes, the number of classes. And how then when we're going to obtain the number of classes? Well, in this kind of exercise, always I'm going to indicate how many classes I really want to create in that situation. Well, there's a mathematician formula to calculate if you really want to have 4 classes, 5 classes, 6 classes, 7 classes. But to calculate this number of classes, you're supposed to apply the laws of logarithms. But at this level, you don't know how to calculate that logarithmic function. You're going to learn that one, God wills, when you are going to be in 11th grade. For that reason, in every problem, they're going to provide, I'm going to tell you how many classes with which in this situation we're going to create and we're going to add in the instruction use 6 interval of class. Okay, I'm going to provide you the number of interval of classes. God wills, when you're in 11th grade, I'm going to teach you how to calculate the quantity of classes necessary. At the moment, we're going to create this table frequency, all right? So what we're going to do in this situation, simple, just like I told you already, the, the class interval, we're going to divide the range 76, okay, divided by the number of classes. How many classes did I tell you?
6.
6, okay. So please divide 76 divided by 6.
4.6.
Okay, 4.6. When
Well,
we have
12.
4 point,
No, 12.6.
okay, 4 point, 4 punto.
No, 12.
Ah, 12.
12.12.
Okay, okay. 12.6, okay? When we have a decimal number, since the number 5 until 9, we're going to round in one singular whole number. 12.6, rounding in, the next number will be 13, right? So this is going to be the step number 2, okay? And step 1, calculate the range. Step number 2, calculate the amplitude. All right, before to continue, do you have some questions onto this for or not? ¿Estamos
The
claros hasta
amplitude
ahorita?
is the same as the width, right?
Exactly. Amplitude is another way of saying class with the width of class or class width. It's the same. All right, it's the C value. Now, the step number 3. I'm going to leave it over here because it's the step number 3. Step number 3 will be create the table of frequencies. The table of frequencies. La tabla de frecuencias. All right. What we're going to do? Okay. At the moment we're going to create the table frequency, we're going to start with the we're going to start with the interval of class or class intervals. All right. Class intervals. All right. How it is working. Okay. In the class intervals, we're going to start from the smaller one. Remember, we're going to use 6 interval class. In the smaller one, always when we are beginning with this number, we're going to use the bracket in the first number, and the second one, we're going to use parentheses. Remember, do you remember what is the function between, or the difference between the brackets and parentheses when we study inequalities? Do you remember that or not? The function brackets versus parentheses in inequalities. Okay, remember, the function inequality in the brackets, that means we're going to include the number. And the parenthesis means we won't include the number. So because we're going to start from the smaller one, the number 20, I'm going to start with the bracket. Okay, 20. Until what number? Do you remember what was the value, the amplitude of the width class? What was the value of the width class?
13.
13, right? So because we're starting 20, 20 added 13, what will be the value? 20 más 13?
33.
33, right? So the first class interval will be 20 until 33. And instead to use bracket, I'm going to use parentheses. What does that mean? When we're looking for the quantity of numbers in this interval, actually the problem says I'm going to looking for the numbers starting from 20 until 32, but not including that 33. This is the meaning of the situation. Understood until this part? Yes or not?
Yes.
Okay. The second interval, because we are not including the number 33, okay? In the second interval, I'm going to use the bracket, and now I'm going to include the 33. And when going to be, where, what will be the finish or the last number? Okay, remember, last width or the amplitude, 13 units, right? So 33 adding 13 units, the answer will be 33 más 13. 46. Excellent. And again, 46, and I'm going to use the parentheses. You got the idea onto this part? ¿Está entendiendo el punto? So,
Yes.
follow the pattern. Now I'm going to use once again the brackets starting from 46. So the new interval will be
59.
59. Perfect. Because we're going to add the width class, or if you want to say amplitude is the same. Continue. Open bracket. 59 until, remember, adding
72.
72 or 62, 72, right? Open or close parenthesis. Now open bracket again, 72 until
85.
85. Close parenthesis. Open bracket, 85 until
96.
98. 98. And we're going to finish until this part. How do I know when I have to stop what is the red instruction? What does what it is said? ¿Qué dice aquí?
Use 6 interval class.
Exactly. How many intervals do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And if you see, according to the data, what is the maximum value over here? ¿Cuál es el valor máximo de todos estos datos? De todos los datos? 96, right?
96.
Yeah, so that will be between these numbers, these approaches, okay? So this is going to be the first column, the class intervals, okay? So the second one, XM. Do you remember what does that means, XM? XM means the mark class, okay? O la marca de clase. ¿De acuerdo? Did you remember how to calculate the class mark or mark class, sorry?
It's half the sum of the upper limit and the lower limit.
After that,
Divided by 2.
exactly. So in the first class interval, what will be the upper limit? 33. The lower limit is 20, okay? So we have to calculate that mark class. 33 plus 20, 23 plus 33 plus 20, 53. 53 divided by 2. 53 entre 2.
26.5.
26.5. Okay, perfect. Now repeat the process with the second one. 46 plus 33 and the result divided by 2. Ujú. 46 más 33 y el resultado, lo que le dé, lo dividimos entre 2. Vamos. Ajá.
39.5.
Exactly, 39.5. Continue.
52.5.
Exactly. Okay, and there's a curiosity. I don't know if you detect the curiosity of the planner. No sé si han detectado una curiosidad, un patrón con esos valores que estamos obteniendo. Aparte que son decimales, ¿verdad? Si usted se fija, entre 26.5 y 39.5, ¿cuánto es la distancia?
13.
Exactly. Debe 39.5, 39.5 to 52.5. What will be the distance? La distancia? Distance between these two numbers?
13.
13 units, right? Why is that? Because this is the amplitude. For that reason, please calculate that class mark again, but I could guarantee you if I add 13 units, that will be 65.5. Please try to do it and tell me if we have this answer. 59 plus 72 or 72 plus 59 and the result divided by 2. Tell me if we have this answer.
Yes.
Yes, right. So the next one, if we add 13, that will be 78.5, right? And finally, one, vamos a ver, 91.5. Okay, please check these two values and tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Me dice si estamos bien, si lo calculé bien o lo hice mal. Porque lo hice mentalmente. Please confirm these two results.
Yes,
They're
they're
Yes.
correct. They're correct.
All right then. So we have class intervals, okay? We have the mark class. Now we're going to establish the frequency. Remember, it's the quantity times the number that's supposed to be a repeat, okay? But frequency with a cursive letter F, this is a frequency. And now we're going to count the numbers whose belong, sorry, whose belong in this interval. I mean 20 onto 33. Well, actually, we won't include the number 33. To tell you the truth, we're going to count the numbers who is starting from 20 and ending on to 32. Okay, and we're going to see the table or the data. If you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 numbers because 55 is out of range, right? For that reason, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the frequency in this value will be 5 numbers. Got it? Yes or not? Got it?
yes.
So
All
we
right.
calculate the number of
The
the
quantity of
numbers
numbers.
that are
The quantity of
that are
numbers.
between each set of intervals, right?
Yeah, in this interval. For example, in another one, we have to looking for the numbers starting from 33 until 46. But if you see, there is no numbers who accomplish that situation, okay? For that reason, the answer will be 0 because there's no numbers who is accomplished this interval. Got it? ¿Entendieron? ¿Por qué es un 0?
Yes.
All right
Yes.
then. Now we're going to looking for numbers who is starting from 46 and then, well, not including 59, including until 58. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, and that's it because 63 is out of range. We have 2 numbers. Okay. We have the number 2. Now we are looking for numbers from 59 until 72. I mean, actually until 71. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3 numbers, okay? Because until 66 is accomplished according to this interval, the class interval, okay? We have how many numbers? I said 1, 2, and 3. Da, 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 da. Now, since 72 until 85. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 numbers. Da, da. And finally, 85 until 98.
Four numbers.
Yeah, 4 numbers because 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. Okay. What are we going to do now? Well, because we have the totally frequency, just to let you know if you're doing well or if you're doing wrong in this situation, the only thing that we have to do is add this frequency. We're supposed to have the answer that we're supposed to have if the quantity of numbers that we have in this class interval. If you count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 3, that will be 18. For that reason, we're supposed to have the number 18. Okay, please add these numbers. Let's see what we got. 8, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 8, 18 numbers. What does that mean? That means we are doing well onto this part. Okay? Did you understand up to this part, guys? Yes or not? ¿Estamos bien?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you are doing this one, and at the end, the addition of the frequency gave us the quantity of numbers that we have at the beginning of the situation, that means we are doing well. And finally, we're going to add another frequency, a capital letter. That means absolute frequency. The accumulate frequency in the capital letter. Accumulate, that means accumulate. This in Spanish means que acumula, que va ganando. How are we going to proceed to find out the accumulate frequency? Okay, the process is simple. The first data always, without exception, the first value of this capital F accumulated frequency will be the same value of the frequency. Another way of saying this, absolute frequency. I'm saying frequency, okay? Doesn't explain, you ready? The first value of the the accumulated frequency always will be the same value of the frequency. Why is the name accumulated? Because we're supposed to add. What we're supposed to add? We're going to add the first value over here with the second one. That's why the name of accumulated frequency. 5 plus 0, that will be 5 plus 0, that will be
5.
5. Well, coincidence, right? We have the same value, but this is a merely coincidence. Now, repeat the process. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 3,
10.
10 plus 4,
14.
14. And finally, 14 plus 14, 18. Always, guys, always. The last value of the accumulated frequency that's supposed to match with the addition of the absolute frequency or the addition of the frequency. If you see, last number, it's matching with 18. Understood until this far? ¿Estamos bien?
Yes.
Perfecto. Now it's, and finally, because we have the frequency, the absolute frequency. Now, remember, if you remember, we have the formula from the arithmetic mean, right? For grouping data, we're supposed to have the addition of XMF divided by the addition of the frequency. So before to do that, we're going to finish this table frequency multiplying the mark class with the frequency. I mean, the last table will, the last column, I mean, that will be XM times F. Okay. So what is the meaning of this one? You're going to multiply every value, the first column with the second one. I'm simply words, 26.5 times 5. Give me a hand.
132.5.
100.
32.5.
Okay, excellent. In the second one, obviously, 39.5 times 0. Obviously, what will be 0. The next one. Mm-hmm.
105.
105. 105. ¿Así?
Yes, mister.
Yeah. Next one. Pero qué muy feo esto, voy a poner aquí. Okay, next one.
186.5.
196.
96.5.
Sorry. Next one.
314.
314.
14.
No 0.5, only 314. Just like this one, okay? All right, and the last one.
314.
Excuse me?
314. That's 3014.
Oh, 300, sorry. 314, okay. And the last one?
336.
Again?
366, sorry.
900 or
3.
300?
66.
66. Okay,
And Mr. The first one is 132 and you put
Ah,
1,000.
y escuché 1000, sorry. 132, 105, and so this is going to be 196, no 1000, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I listened 1000. Okay then. So is that correct? Those numbers? It is that right? ¿Está bien así? Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, what we're going to do before to finish this table frequency, please add these values. Por favor, súmelos. Súmelo y me dice cuánto le dan. Tan, 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 tan.
1014.
1014, 1000, right? 1014. Is that it? 1014? 1014? Let me check this one. 130. Okay. 1114 or 1014, you said?
1100.
100. Les seré franco, muchachos. Por eso les pregunto si ustedes me escuchan a mí, los escucha a ustedes, pero en el audífono, en lo que yo los recibo, se escucha bien suave, bien suave. Por eso es que cada rato les pregunto. Okay. So we are create the table frequency, the step number 3. We have the table frequency include class intervals, mark class, the absolute frequency, accumulate frequency, and the product between the mark class and the absolute frequency. Why is so useful? Well, when we have this table frequency in the step number 4, now it is time calculate the mean, median, and mode. Okay, calculate the mean, the median, and mode. In this time, we can use the formula. For example, the arithmetic mean. Remember, the arithmetic mean, that's supposed to be equal the addition of the product between the class mark times the absolute frequency divided by the addition of the frequency. Well, or if you want to change that one, this is going to be the quantity of numbers or the quantity of data in the entire problem. Doesn't explain you already the addition of the frequency that's supposed to give us the quantity of data that we have. So, and simple merely works because we have this situation. All right, the arithmetic mean. Instead to write sigma x and f, this is the addition of the product between the mark class times the frequency. I'm going to write 1114 divided by the quantity of numbers that we have in this problem is 18 numbers. So the arithmetic mean that will be given by the answer will be 61.89, right? Yes or not?
Yes.
All right then. This is going to be the arithmetic mean. Just to explain you already. once we are finished, obviously, the table frequency, uh, there's no problem at the moment that we're going to apply the formulas. Now, this is the arithmetic mean. The median. The median. What is the formula from the median? Remember, is the lower limit or the inferior limit, if you want to say that situation, plus C. Remember, C is the width of the class, or if you want to say the amplitude, multiplying by n over 2 minus the accumulated frequency, the sub-accumulated frequency divided by the frequency of the median. How can we use this formula? Okay, please pay attention onto this part because this is not complicated, but the result we will locate it inside this table. Okay, because we're supposed to trying to looking for what will be the median. The first thing that we have to do is looking for what will be the possible position located in this table. The position of the median, I'm going to write over here, is in this marker. The position of the median will be located using the accumulate frequency. But we have a singular formula when we have even numbers or even data or odd data. If we have odd data, just in case we have odd data or datos impares, the position of the median can be calculated by this formula. N plus 1 divided by 2. Just for calculate the position of the median. And if we have even data, on dato par, that will be only n over 2. All right, this is the position, and the position will be located, or we're going to take that position according from the accumulate frequency. The accumulate frequency. That's why I'm using the capital F. Okay, remember the capital N represents the quantity of data. What is the quantity of data that we have? How many numbers do we have in this problem?
18.
18. Is this an even or odd number?
Even.
Even. For that reason, the position of the median will be determined using the second formula, right? So 18 divided by 2, what will be the value?
9.
9. Also, that reason, the position of the median in this situation will be 18 divided by 2, that will be 9. Okay, so we're going to looking for what will be the value who is well, if we are so lucky, to tell you the truth, when we have this number and exactly value in the accumulate frequency, and the most of the problems, the statistic never happens. Okay, but if we are so lucky to have this number 9, or we have number 10, axiomatically speaking, the answer of the median, we don't need to use this formula. The answer of the median will be the superior limit. Just in case we are so lucky, if the position of the median matching for one of these numbers. So what we're going to do, because the position of the median is 9 units, we're going to looking for in the accumulate the absolute accumulated frequency, the number bigger than 9, but next to the number who's the approach is the number 9. For example, I'm going to discard 5 and 7 because 5 and 7 is less than number 9. What are the numbers greater than 9? Obviously 10, obviously 14, and obviously 18, right? But we're going to choose the number who is next to number 9. What will be the best one? 10, 14, or
10.
18?
10.
10, okay. That position, why is so useful to determine that one? Because at the moment I'm going to apply the data of this formula, I'm going to use the data for this road. For this road. I'm going to use the data for this road. All right. First of all, before to use the formula to the median, we have to find out the position. And where we're going to find out the position from the cumulative frequency. If we are so lucky in this position, it's matching with these numbers, you don't need to use this formula because the answer will be the superior limit of the class interval, always without exception. But to tell you the truth, the most of the problem is actually the 99%, we had to looking for what will be the bigger number next to the position of the median in according to the cumulative frequency. Understood until that part? Until this part, yes or not? Okay then. So I'm going to replace median equals. We have these two limits, right? Lower limit and superior limit. Or inferior limit, if you want to say that situation. The inferior limit is 59, right? O el límite más pequeño. 59 plus C. Remember, C is the amplitude. In the amplitude will be 13 units. Close parenthesis. Remember, n divided by 2, we got that value. That will be 9 units. Subtracting accumulate frequency sub. What does that mean? That means I'm going to subtract the value of the accumulated frequency that is located over the chosen one. What was the chosen one? Was 10. What is the accumulated frequency over the number 10? Or anterior the number 10? ¿Cuál es esa frecuencia? La que está arriba de 10.
7.
7, right? So that's right. 7, and the result will be divided by the frequency. Frequency, not cumulative frequency. I'm saying the frequency of the median. And the frequency of the median, frequency, will be
3.
3. Excellent. Understood, guys, until this part? Yes or not? ¿Estamos hasta ahorita?
Yes.
Perfecto. Si no entienden algo, ya saben, me lo dice. So, the median will be 59 plus 13, 9 minus 7, that will be 2/3. Okay, we can multiply 13 times 2/3 and result adding 59 using decimal numbers, that will be 67.67. So the median will be 67.67. Okay. How do I know if I'm doing well or if I'm doing wrong? Simple. Can you see this interval? Since 59 until 72, right? Well, the answer of the median, that's supposed to be between this interval. So is this value between this interval between 59 and 72? ¿Está o no está?
Sí, mister.
That means
Yes.
we are doing well. Understood until this part? ¿Estamos claros?
Mister, how do you put the fraction in the scientific calculator?
Okay. You know, 13 multiplied by 2, that will be 26, right?
Yes.
26, you can divide 26 by 3, and the rest you're going to got decimal numbers and add in 59. Or if you wish, I don't know, if you have this one, aquí se mira bien, perfecto. 13, vamos a ponerlo así, 13, open parentheses, 2, right? This is this number ABC over, you're going to see that dashboard, 3, close parentheses, okay? Answer, you got this number, 8, 2, and 3. To transform this number in fraction, we're going to push the button shift, the shift button, and this button ABC. And we got the fraction, 26 third, right? This 26 third adding 13, the result, we got again this mixed number, and repeat the process. Shift button, ABC, and we have this fraction. And if you want the decimal numbers, push the button ABC. And we got, which fue lo que hice, que puse, ya me olvidó que le puse 29.59, le puse 26 tercios, perdón, más 59, perdón, disculpe. Sorry, era más 59, no 29. We have this fraction, shift, ABC. We have this fraction, and at the end, push the button ABC, and that will be 67.67. Understood? Understood?
Yes, mister.
All right. Do we have some time yet or not yet? ¿Tenemos tiempo? Ya se nos fue.
Ya se nos fue, mister.
Ay, perdón. Okay, we're going to finish the class on this part, and if God wills, on Monday we're going to I'm going to teach you how to use the formula from the mode. All right, but all of them that will be dependent of this table frequency. All right, guys, thank you so much for your attendance. Have a great day and see you on Monday.
Hi, mister.
Take care
Bye,
of
mister.
yourself.
Sir.
Bye bye. So long. Take care of yourself.
Adiós, mister.
Cuídense. Perdonen, muchachos. Cuídense, muchachos. Dios los bendiga.